Good evening, everybody, or afternoon, wherever you are located. We are here on an episode of Dan-A-Plooza. My guest at this time is fashion model, along with Macabre moon modeling, Drew Luxx. Hi,
Hi.
Drew.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Can't complain.
So, everybody who is watching right now, you can go ahead and take a look at these websites to follow Drew. You can follow her on the Facebook fan page, the Drew Luxx 420. You can also follow Macabre Moon Modeling Facebook page, and you can follow her at Instagram, Drew Luxx, all lowercase letters. That is the plug of my show. So there's the plugs. So tell me, what made you decide to become a model?
So honestly, it just came out of the blue for me. Like my good friend Layla, she was like, "Hey, you should try this with me with one single photo shoot." So I went with her. And I had a really good time working with her and the photographer and got some great pictures out of it. And then about half a year later, maybe 8 months, she was like, "We're looking for new models in the group." And I was just like, "Okay." So I did it. And now I'm here with you.
So, um, and see, that's always interesting. You just make sometimes that one connection. There is a call or talent is needed, and then it blossoms into somewhat of a career. Then,
It's like it's that one door opens and, another one closes type of situation. I was able to move on to the next step after that. And that's pretty cool.
yeah, and it's a revolving door, so you can just keep going around doing different shoots and meeting different models and blossoming. So
Exactly, and taking on whole new projects. Like, I like experimenting with things that I never thought that I would, be interested in. So like fashion modeling, for example, like I've never considered myself like, the fashion type, but now with so many different types out there, the alternative modeling is kind of like right up my alley.
and I think that that's great because there's so many different models, and there's always so different types. Usually people associate models with like the Vogue, or people who want certain types and with beauty, and they normally just think that it's just a narrow field when actually it's a much broader field where people of different genres and different backgrounds and different looks can have a wonderful opportunity to have a wonderful career and outlook.
No, yeah, absolutely. You pretty much hit the nail on the head with that one.
So, what is the best part of working with Macabre moon modeling?
The versatility, like they pretty much just want us to be and do whatever we want, as long as it inspires us. They don't mind if we do it. We actually have a couple shoots coming up soon that will reflect that for us, which is pretty cool.
And I think
And
that's
and I just love the group. I love the people I'm with.
and I think it's great to always have free range as an artist. We always love that, when we're able to input our ideas and project our creativity into the product. It's different with constraints, but when you do have that creativity, it allows us to show how we're really passionate and how we enjoy what we are presenting.
No, yeah, absolutely. And, it keeps the burnout from happening as well. Like the work burnout,
Oh yeah.
being able to just like go with the flow and, work with whoever we feel inspired to work with and then work as a group most times, so it's nice. There's no like stagnancy with it, if that makes sense.
It does. And if you folks are watching, you can look at those pages and see stuff that is coming up for Drew and all the wonderful, beautiful models on that page. So make sure to follow and give it a like. And then what kind of dream shoot would you like to have, or your own type of shoot? Doesn't have to necessarily be a dream shoot, but if you could pick like any kind of location, where would you pick?
I'm an outdoors kind of girl, so I love being outside. And one of my favorite places to be is like near mountains and next to water. So like anything involving that, I can make that work. I don't really need a concept. I'll shoot butt naked for all I care.
Yeah.
But that's probably my dream location.
That just leaves all kinds of different, ideas for shoots. I mean, we have Appalachian Mountains.
Yes.
If you could get a Macabre moon bus, maybe you could go to the Rocky Mountains.
Right.
There.
I mean, being in Pittsburgh, there's a bunch of really cool places that are huge possibilities to work with that are absolutely beautiful. Like we're not far from Ohio Powell State Park or like Moraine State Park, which is a huge lake there. So, there's things in the back pocket that, I have in mind.
There's also places in Maryland you could always go to as well.
Yes.
I know one of our past guests, All Natural Ashley, she is all about going outdoors and in the woods, and she actually goes and finds her own spring water. So,
that's really cool.
Yeah, that's what she drinks, and she's very outdoorsy. So I feel like she could be quite the travel guide. But getting back on topic, so when you started working on these different shoots, what was your reaction to when you saw the product, the post or the print? What was your initial reaction?
Honestly, I was kind of shocked with myself. And like, the photographer and, the group I was working with, because, to me, I feel like, oh, well, I don't think this is going to turn out that great. And then I see it and my expectations are just like completely blown away. So like 9 times out of 10, I'm shocked to look at a set of pictures that I'm sent or, a print, something in a magazine. Like that's like, it's kind of hard for me to process sometimes, if that makes sense.
It definitely does. It's kind of like you didn't expect it to come out this way, and you're very humble that it did come out this way, and it means a lot to you.
Right, and I get really excited about it too. And I want to show everybody, and I want to post them right away. But, half the time I like sit on them and I wait. And I was like, okay, but which ones do I want to post like right now?
Yeah, you gotta ease them along. Don't give it all away. Yeah. It's reel them in slow by slow, just each one. But so did you have any inspirations that you looked up to? Any other kind of alternative models that you're like, I kind of relate to this person? Or
alternative model wise, not really. I'm just like one of those people that I'll scroll Instagram, and if I see something that strikes my fancy, I end up going to their page and looking through and seeing what else that I like. I'm not big on like, taking an idea and, making it my own. I just kind of like try to come up with things myself for the most part. But I honestly, who I look up to are the ladies that I work with. When it comes down to it, they're like my biggest support system and they're my backbone. And I just, I'm humble to be able to work with them. They've all been doing it a lot longer than I have as well. So I'm learning a lot from them as well. That's another thing. If I can learn from you, I like you.
They're like when I interviewed Layla Page, they're kind of like your hardcore Golden Girls.
Yeah, that's definitely the way to put it. And if you were to break it down, yeah, we are the hardcore Golden Girls.
Because I mentioned that to Layla Page, and I said you that you need like a hardcore Golden Girls theme to go with Macabre.
Right.
She said Patrick needs to write it or play it. So I thought that would be an idea. So Patrick, if you're watching, I give you an idea. But if anybody else is interested, we've also have interviewed Layla Page and Crazy Kitty and Cassandra Van Creep. So and Stingray. So if you're interested, you can scroll back and look at those interviews as well as this interview. And I may try to even put all of them together. So we can do that. We're also going to try to look into do a Macabre Moon model kind of panel where we bring you all in. So if that's something that you're interested in, just let me know.
That sounds great to me.
So are you a horror fan? Do you enjoy the horror genre?
Oh, I love horror. I've grown up with it.
Well, currently we are in the month of March. Do you enjoy the Leprechaun movies?
Okay, so like the Leprechaun movies, yes, I like they're great movies. Do I enjoy them? Absolutely not.
No, but they're fun to laugh at.
I just think they're so awfully done that like they just instantly became a classic.
Oh, I know. I love that Warwick Davis in the first movie, whenever he gets blood on the shoes, he's got to clean the shoes off and everything. When he's driving the little car around, it's hilarious.
It's been a long time since I've seen the Leprechaun movies, but there was a period of time where we would watch them pretty much every St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, that's normally what I do. I watch that and I watch The Family Guy.
Yep, and The Family Guy.
Yep, and I would combine it, and that's St. Patty's Day.
Yep.
Do you have a favorite horror villain?
Horror villain? I'm going to have to. It's a toss-up because each one has a special meaning to me. So Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, got to give him the honorable mention. I'm a huge Jason fan. Love Jason. And then, Freddy, like, but I also really like Sam from the Halloween movies. Like, I recently just started like watching them again this past Halloween, and I realized I was just like, damn, I never really appreciated the Halloween movies that much. But Sam is adorable. I know he's killer, but like, he's adorable.
Are you talking from the Trick or Treat movies?
Oh shit, Trick or Treat, not Halloween. Trick or Treat. Damn, my brain. See, that's the ADHD. Because I said it around Halloween, and I said the Halloween. Yeah, okay, yeah, I see where I went wrong there. But yes, I meant Trick or Treat.
Yes. Oh,
I actually made my daughter watch that one with me, and she was not thrilled about it.
It's such a great movie. I just love how there's even cheesy, like there's the little candy wrapper that's a knife, and the candy bar.
Yep.
And one of the scenes I always get a kick out of is when they go down to look down the quarry, and all those zombies and everything come up, and the girl just goes up from the pumpkin, just like, later. Yep. I'm like, I would have done that too.
But like a movie like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I saw that one for the first time when I was like 7 or 8 years old.
Oh my goodness.
Like the original version.
The original.
Yeah. Where they actually cut her finger. Yes.
Yeah. Not the Jessica Alba version.
No, I mean they did a good job with that one in my opinion. They did. But nothing beats the original.
Oh, I know. I like that. I like The Town That Dreaded Sundown. That's a good horror one. And Ghostface, that's my guy. That's my horror guy.
Ghostface is a good one.
I just remember like everybody in '96 wanted to be Ghostface for Halloween.
And then this year, everybody was Ghostface for Halloween because of the new
Exactly.
Halloween movie that came out.
So if you're looking for your kids, you're like, I don't know which Ghostface my kid is.
Right, like we're just gonna guess real quick.
Nope.
Right. That one's too tall.
That one came. That's not mine.
Right. That one has blue shoes. Mine are definitely wearing red.
Yes. Where's the green pillowcase? You traded it.
But wait, we have that pillowcase too.
Exactly. But yeah, Ghostface has always been my favorite. I was afraid of Chucky for a long time when I was little.
See, I don't understand how people can be scared of Chucky. And I might go off topic a little bit with this one, not to cut you off. But how are you going to be scared of a doll that is this tall, running at you with a knife? Can't you just kick it?
When I was 7 or 6, my sister would always tell me it would get me in the middle of the night. Like she would always say things, and then she would have a doll come, down the, so there was a lot of effort put into it.
Back in the day, my mom came home with a Chucky doll and gave it to my grandfather for like Christmas, his birthday, something like that. My grandmother was terrified of this doll, took it into the backyard, set it on fire.
That my sister sent a doll walking down the hallway, and I beat it up with a wiffle ball bat in the middle of the night.
See, that's when sister accidentally gets kicked.
And she was afraid of the Jack in the Box. I remember that.
I'm still scared of the Jack in the Box, and I'm 27 years old, so I feel her.
Used to be like, I'm not doing it.
It's the anticipation. I don't like it.
And so because she would mess with me, I would turn the crank so then that way it would pop. That was my way of getting back.
I mean, sibling wars. You gotta do what you gotta do on the battlefield.
So are you hoping from the modeling that it can eventually develop like into, some people enjoy if it goes into an acting realm? Is that what like you're kind of hoping for? Or
I do have like past experience with acting. Like back in high school, I did a lot of theater. Actually, I went to a performing arts school for theater, and then after that, a lot of improv work. So if I do anything, it's definitely going to be along the lines of comedy.
how long did you do improvisation?
Okay, so if we're tallying up like my teenage years along with like my young adulthood, probably around 6 or 7 years.
Wow, you have like almost the same amount of time I have. I've been a part of 3 different improv troupes. So
that's awesome.
yeah, in college, I did it for about 2 years in college, and then I did it for about 3 or 4 years after college.
Okay, yeah, with me it was like 4 years of high school and then 2, 3 years after that, just like hanging out with the group that we cultivated whenever we were in high school.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's now, did you always enjoy just the suggestions right off the wall, or sometimes where you're
yeah, so the suggestions off the wall, or whenever we did our like little Facebook Live and like YouTube videos, we would just pull suggestions out of the hat that people would have commented previously or that we came up with ourselves. But like we didn't share them with anybody else in the group. Like we just wrote them down and tossed them in.
Oh, mine, they're always from the audience. There's always some animal or something.
Those were always my favorite. Like, a cat with a zoo, that was always my favorite combination. Was just the ones that you weren't expecting right off the bat.
like like a British cat or something, like meow.
Right.
So, so I've known all those different kinds of challenges. Now, when you said you did theater, were you more kind of like straight plays or musicals or
Straight plays. I'm going to
straight
be
plays?
honest. Musical theater drove me insane. I couldn't do it. I'm not a dancer. Singing, unless it's in the shower or in the car on my way to work, I don't want to do it in front of people. So like straight acting was definitely my go-to, and it was a lot of comedy that we worked on, dramas. Um, there was some like, Shakespeare thrown in there, which, Shakespeare is what it is. He's
Oh yes.
a classic, but like not my first choice. I would have definitely gone with like more of an Oscar Wilde route.
Oh, okay. There you go. There you go. That's definitely interesting. Because once again, I also did mostly straight plays also. So we were finding so many similarities.
I know. It's great.
But I did a few musicals, but mostly I did straight plays because then you got better opportunity, in college versus, a talent pool of 30 people, you maybe had 10 people. So
Yeah. It was always a competition with musical theater. And me, like, I'm there to enjoy it. It's not a competition in my eyes. If I were to compete, I'll go back to swimming. That's what I always told myself, at least. Like, I'm not competing with anybody but myself. Like, that's it.
Oh yeah, definitely. So if you could still do, is there like any kind of play that you would want to do to this day?
Oh, okay, I know this falls under the category of a musical, but whenever I saw it, I was just like, I have to do this one time. Have you ever seen the Book of Mormon, written by Trey Parker and Matt Stone of
Yes.
South Park?
Yes.
I would partake in that one. As a musical, I would definitely do that one. But that's the one that sticks out in my brain the most. I also like grew up going to a lot of operas. In no way, shape, or form am I an opera singer, but I would love to be like one of the cast members just to wear the elaborate costumes that they wear.
Like Phantom of the Opera?
Like Phantom of the Opera or La Boheme. That's a good one if you've never looked it up. The musical Rent is actually based off of that original story.
Oh yes, yes.
So, if you ever want to look into one, that's a good one to start with.
Yeah, Rent is one of mine that's near and dear to my heart. But
Same.
if I could do anyone, and if it has to be musical, it'll be Rocky Horror. And if I could do the role, it would be Eddie.
Hell yeah. I did Rocky Horror back in high school, actually, whenever they used to do it at the very old Hollywood Theater in Dormont here in Pittsburgh. And I played Magenta at the time. I had bright red magenta hair. So it was very fitting.
Yeah, I could definitely see you as Magenta. That's such a fun character, especially her pairing
she was great.
Riff Raff, But no, I just want to do the motorcycle and and have my song.
Oh, Eddie was one of my favorite characters. I was so excited to meet Meatloaf at this next comic convention coming up, but he just had to go and Meatloaf.
It's unfortunate. Rip Meatloaf. He was
Eddie was
man.
An iconic character of his.
Oh yeah. Also very humble individual. But so with moving forward to that, there are quite a plays I could see you do. Probably maybe something along the lines of Mary Shelley, like Dr. Frankenstein.
Okay, I could totally get down with that.
Yeah. So I could see you doing that. I'd probably want to do the monster just so I could just wreck stuff, and just go off stage.
In the past, I've done the stage rendition of Beauty and the Beast, which is based off of the original story of Beauty and the Beast. I highly recommend you looking that one up if you don't know the original story. And then there was also a version of Clue that I partook in. And that was pretty cool because it was a lot of audience participation and you never knew who was going to be the killer. Not even the actors knew.
Oh, I love Clue. I love it.
Me too.
Tim Curry. Tim Curry makes that whole movie.
Yes. Yes, Tim Curry is a gem.
Runs back out. The part that always cracks me up is the singing telegram girl. Where she's, I'm just singing and then the gunshot.
Yep.
And I'm like, and that part always just gets to me. But I love that movie. It's such a great movie. And that's a good play for anybody that's actually wanting to be an actor because there's character work.
Yeah, and it's very versatile too. So you can like tinker with any of the characters however you'd like to as well.
I'd want to do Tim Curry's role just so I can run around.
Oh, yeah. I had the role of the secretary that chain smoked cigarettes.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's a fun role.
That was my role, and I was just like, does it have to be cigarettes? And there's like, yes, it has to be cigarettes. I was like, all right, fine.
Yeah. When I did the musical Hair, we had I think it was like an herbal cigarette, and like we had to like smoke, and like I had to like sing after. I didn't think it would be like hard, and so like I really took a puff, and then when I went to sing, and then I was all
yep, it burns the back of your throat. Oh, they're awful. I would rather just smoke a regular cigarette.
Yeah. And I was like, this is a bad idea.
Right.
I'm watching everyone else. They're singing, there's a little making the
yep.
smoke, and I'm like, show off. But is there anything else you would like to say or promote here on Dan-A-Plooza before we wrap it up?
Just everybody go and follow my pages and keep your eyes peeled for a bunch of upcoming projects for April and May. We got some things in our back pocket.
Definitely, and we'll try to work on maybe having a collaboration with all the other models, and
I would definitely partake in that.
Macabre moon modeling. I always, because of the M's, moon modeling. I like
the alliteration of it.
Yeah. So, all right. I would like to thank my guest, Drew Luxx. Be back here a little bit around 6. Becky Bullets will be on here, and then Jack Rife at 8, and then at night at 9 o'clock, Coco La Foos will be on here. So everyone stay tuned. Have a good night.